Hello Junkies, my name is Bob, and today on AFJ we'll be reviewing the full Collect and Connect Lobo wave from the DC Multi-Universe by Mattel. Now in this wave there are only 4 figures, and at the end we will build Lobo. We will review each figure individually, and it will be fun, we hope. So, with this wave we do have Kyle Rayner as the Green Lantern. We have Wally West, Kid Flash. We have Terry Mcginnis' Batman from Batman Beyond. And we have the Kingdom Come Superman in the guise that Alex Ross drew him in. So, at this wave, when it is finished, we will build Lobo. They are calling him Baby Lobo because he's not nearly as big as he should be. However, we will find out if the figure is actually worth it. This wave currently is a little tough to find. We were able, and fortunate enough, to get it from our good friends at Luke and Cade's, who sent us the entire wave actually twice. So we have this one to open for you, and we have one that's going to stay in the box and probably never be touched. So as we get into this, let us start with Superman. So Junkies, first up, we have the DC Multi-Universe Superman. Now this is in the guise of Alex Ross's Superman. Now, he drew him for Kingdom Come, which is a phenomenal book and something that I highly recommend. What I do like about the new DC Multi-Universe, and probably the last several figures that we're going to have in this line, because the line will no longer be with Mattel in 2020, it will be with McFarlane Toys, is that the box, very much in the style of a Black Series figure from Hasbro or a Marvel Legends figure from Hasbro. So we do have the 4 figures here that you need to collect. Tells you exactly which piece goes with what part of the body, and we also have a little bit about the character here on the back. It's never enough. I feel if you're a kid and you're picking this up, you're wondering, well, why is Superman's chest in the black? Why does Superman have gray hair? This is the Kingdom Come Superman. This is several years later after Superman. Lois Lane was killed by the Joker, and Superman kind of went into retirement and hiding as new heroes were able to take over the guise and do the things that the first generation of heroes could not do. So, let's open this up. Gotta like the box here, as I said. It's put together very well. But we are opening this thing today, so this is the part of the job that we really are starting to really enjoy here at AFJ. We might as well just rip it because it's not going to go back into the box. So we open this up. Nice little slide card. Perfect. I mean, if I wouldn't have torn it there, it'd be even better. But the box is done here. We have the plastic coffin. Now, I'm a little disappointed. Some of the other DC Mattel figures, they have had a logo here. I mean, I don't know why we don't have an S. Any S would be fine. Copyright 2018. So the figure is technically been out for over a year. We did see these at Toy Fair, I believe in 2018. But it has taken a while for them to actually surface. And the figure itself is actually, you know, it's cool. That we're finally getting this wave, and in all honesty, this likeness is really good. So there goes a hand. Get the other hand out of here since we're on this. Capes in the back. So let's do, now believe it or not, this is probably like my second or third DC Multiverse figure. I actually have Aquaman, and I reviewed the Gotham by Gaslight Batman. And I actually love the Aquaman. The Gotham by Gaslight I thought was okay. So we're doing an instant pose here. The cape does not touch the ground, but pretty solid. Decent looking Superman. Like his boots, actually. So, stands on his own, which is good. We'll bring him close up here. So as you can see, we do have gray hair, and I'm getting in focus. We do have gray hair on the Superman, which is good. It's not quite the gray in the sides like it is drawn in the comic. And he does have a bit of a Christopher Reeve kind of look, which I think is maybe the standard for Superman, but he's a solid looking Superman in the face, and I really do appreciate that look. We do have the black belt here instead of the yellow. We have the black in the chest. Now, we have to point out right here, we do have a paint smudge right here, so that got by quality control. And legs turn really good. Hands individually are solid. We do have the little joints here. Head is here. Could I pull the cape off? Looks like I might be able to if I really tugged at it, but it's into the chest, into the upper chest right up there. So he does bend a little bit, so we can do, if he's flying backwards and doing a punch, we do have that. The head does turn very well. It's a solid Superman, actually. I mean, even if you were the occasional fan or you had never read Kingdom Come, I think this Superman is actually fairly decent, actually. This is, except for the paint smudge, I'd say it's a solid Superman. I am liking that. So let's change the hands out since we don't have a lot of accessories with Superman. These are the flying hands, or the karate chop hands, you could say. So I do think in some ways Superman should have an extra set of hands, but then also, is it really necessary? I mean, others besides the punch, do you really need to have Superman doing the classic Christopher Reeve? Now, having the chest bend in this fashion does enable us to do this. And actually, you know what? He looks pretty solid. His head, if you had the stand and you had to do him like that, that's a pretty solid Superman. Kudos to you, Mattel. This is a good figure. I like this. So we get him there from the side. All in all, I'll probably stick with the fists. But an extra set of hands is an extra set of hands. You never know when you're going to kit bash and need them. Arms bend very well. He just doesn't look, I don't think he looks angry enough. And maybe that's on purpose. We have a neutral look here instead of having him look a little angry as he did in the comic. So let's... All in all, he's a solid Superman. So, what does he come with? He comes with Lobo's necklace. So we do have that. It's going to go around Lobo's head. And then we do have the torso. So we have this vest that comes off. Not really attached. And then, you know, I guess we could pop this on right now. So kind of a weird thing if this is the only figure you got this kind of chest. But we will build Lobo at the very end, and we will link it on the YouTube for the individual review. So all in all, I like Superman a lot. I think he's a solid figure. Nice likeness. Besides the paint smudge here, I'd probably give him an 8 out of 10. Paint smudge knocking him down 2 points. But he's a solid figure. So do recommend if you can find him, if you just need a Superman in your life, this is a Superman. This is a really good Superman, actually. All right, junkies, we're moving on. So coming up next, we've got... Let's zoom out here a little bit. All right. We've got Kid Flash. So, junkies, this is Kid Flash from the DC Multiverse figure. The DC Multiverse figures. Collect and connect with Lobo. We will get Lobo's arms in this. So that's a little unusual. And a chain and a weapon. So, this is cousin of Wally West. Cousin of Wally West? The superpowered speedster joins the Teen Titans. Cousin of Wally West. I thought it was Wally West. I guess that all depends on your version of which Flash you're going on. I think this one kind of lends to the Flash TV series, which is good. I really do appreciate that Wally West. I don't think he should be called Kid Flash, but hey, it's a good character. It's in the pop culture right now, and something good for kids to collect. Let's get this bad boy open and see what we're dealing with here. And it's always figures like this that surprise me that I always end up liking more than I think I would. So, I mean, hopefully the Kid Flash here is such a figure. Now, when I saw this at Toy Fair back in 2018, I thought he was a solid figure. Now, I instantly had some complaints just by looking at him in the box, and I'll get to those in a second here. So, here's the plastic coffin. Again, no logo We have no logo behind the packaging. So I really think that they're, how hard is that? I mean, it's standard, it's cheap. They do the same thing over and over again. But even a DC Comics logo, even this logo right here behind it, it's just branding and it's just simple. I mean, all the superheroes have a logo. I don't understand why that's so difficult to print on a box. Then again, this is the end of the Mattel line. So how much longer, you know, are they going to be doing these? What's cost effective? How are they going to make money? That's all part of it right now for Mattel because this line is ending. So we do have some little rubber bands there, which Superman did not have. So, what's in here? So let's do some close-ups here first. So, excellent head. Really like the lightning bolt here in the hair. It's really nice. Got good arms, too. Nice running. Now, when I initially saw him in the box, I thought the arms were painted, I thought the chest was painted, and this was painted, and it looked a little off to me, as if like this was clear plastic and this was painted. But now under a light, it looks a lot better and outside of the box. So let's give him, I mean, the posability on these is great. Oh, this is rubber. So this is nice. This is nice attachment. So let's set him back here. Yeah, he's actually a really cool figure. Oh, sorry about that. He's a really cool figure. I'll do the back here. No paint smudges on him that I can tell so far. Decent. Yeah, he's decent. Chest moves. Got a nice little hip here a torso joint to move him. Let's change out the hands. But so far, I mean, and you got to look at the shoes. It's actually like an extra, you know, you can tell I'm the Flash. I run in these. I need extra material on my shoes. So we do have a hand that can actually hold something, which is better than Superman because all he had was a fist. We have a fist over here, but we do have a full set of hands that we are able to, extra set of hands that we can change out. So if you wanted to have him running or to have him in full, stands very well. So yeah, he works very well. I'm gonna bring him closer here. It's a solid Flash. It's a decent figure. Great sculpt, good face, has fantastic eyes. They pop. Got a little bit of hair. It looks like there's a bit of a paint smudge right here by where the hairline is. See it? Right there. So that's our little bit of paint smudge. So that's 2 for 2 on the paint smudges right now. Superman had a paint smudge on his boot, and he's got a little bit on the top of his head right there. It almost looks like as if that was like paint for the eye. And they just missed it. But not something you're really going to see. All right, junkies. Let's see. Kid Flash. Let's do a comparison since we have a Superman now. We have Kid Flash here. Kid Flash. And then we'll compare him to Superman. So he does have that kid aspect. He is a tad shorter. Then again, Superman should probably be at least 6'1", 6'2", 6'4", something like that in height. So it's a decent sized figure. Nice ratio there for figure to figure. So no, it's a solid figure. I don't think a kid could be disappointed at $20. He shouldn't be disappointed. But as collectors go, I think it's a solid figure. So let us look here at what we have for the Lobo pieces. We have this insane amount of chain. So we have this. Not really sharp, which is good because, every once in a while you do get it. But it does have a little bit of a weight to the end of it. And it is metal. It is a plastic. Well, it's not plastic. It's a light metal. And then we do have two arms, and they are one left and one right. So we do have those. No real paint smudges here. A little dusty, but you do have the gloves here and have some knuckles on them. Sorry, both of my hands are kind of tied up at the moment. There you go. All right, let's move it on. So, junkies, here we go. Now, this will be our review of Kyle Rayner. This was a Green Lantern that I was very thrilled with, and kind of my gateway into a more modern Green Lantern when he took over. I even had a graffiti T-shirt of this Green Lantern outfit, and it actually was him for Halloween one year. So I'm liking that we have the Lantern power battery, and we do have some Green Lantern flames here, which is nice. Now, Kyle does come with both of the legs, so we do have the boots that we're going to get here. And I really don't know how much of a Green Lantern he is anymore, if he's into the current continuity or not, but it is part of the series, and it's nice to get this character from the 90s into this line. And as I said, this is the end for Mattel. We won't be getting any more of these figures, so this is probably our last Mattel one of Kyle that we'll ever get. Will McFarlane do it? Probably eventually. I can't see McFarlane doing this more than maybe the next 10 years, as in it's going to be very popular and catch on, especially with his points of articulation. But as these figures go, I don't think we've had one figure where I did not care for the articulation. I think it's very good. So there we go. Again, going to complain that there is no logo in the back. And again, DC, just a DC logo for each one would be fine. It's all about branding, and it's all about reminding people, this is part of the DC universe. Marvel does it. It's Marvel Studios Hawkeye, Marvel Studios X-Men, it's just an important thing, and it helps people, be reminded of what this universe is. So let's do gotta like the blue in the hair here to give it some comic book definition. Looks awesome. Really, really cool. So let's turn them all the way around. Not much detail on the back, but it's just a black uniform. Let's do an instant pose here. So the feet, very much like Superman's. Rings on this hand, so we'll do this hand here. I'm reminded very much of the Justice figures from the late 90s. Kyle did have a figure in that line. Of course, I think every Green Lantern, including Parallax, had a figure in that line. So here he is. Instant pose. Poses very well. Again, points of articulation are very similar. We do have some slight paint smudge here. Look at this. Here and there. His torso does, he does bend it to there, but no belt or anything. I don't think the character had a belt. It's been a while since I've read a Green Lantern comic, to tell you the truth. But I do like these gauntlets. We've got this extra bit that comes down here. Got the hands. And the face is very, very good. We have the white eyes. It's almost one that you wish that had a second head, so that he could have it without the mask on. Nice ring, but the ring it's sculpted into it, but I don't think it really pops, and that is a beige color instead of being painted white. So I think I want to say they chinsed out on it, but they really could have just added that little bit of white. And then we've got white here on the neck. I'm trying to zoom in right there, right on the neck, and then got a little bit of extra plastic on his chin just coming off. So, a black magic marker will take care of that. But again, we have paint smudges. It's just weird, and yeah, it's just a paint smudge. Yep, it won't come off, so it's paint smudge. So Kyle does not come with an extra set of hands, and you think that a Green Lantern would, so that he could do a little bit more and change it up a bit. So there we go. And then let's get out these power battery, which is very cool. And then we do have a bit of a burst of energy. So here's the power battery, which isn't really doing too much. I guess that's the back side. So, oh, wow. This is rubbery, but almost at the point where it could be fragile, that if I feel like if I push it too hard in one direction, it might tear. So that's the back of the power battery, so I'll hold it like this. Very cool. Cool design. Unique. And then let's like a Green Lantern fist punch. And like a flaming fist punch. Again, decent figure. This is like translucent, so you can really catches the light. The lantern is very cool. I think all Green Lanterns should have them. I'm guessing it goes like this, and he would plug it into the back. But again, this is a missed opportunity because this could be see-through. It could be clear, could catch the light, translucent, instead of being a solid piece of plastic. Would the price go up? Probably. But then this is where we get into dollars and cents of you're adding extra pieces for a Build-A-Figure that maybe no one's actually going to build. Should you add more details to the accessories, or should you just include the Build-A-Figure piece and cut those out? So that's entirely up to you based on your level of fandom and what you want. Do you really want a Lobo figure that you have to build, or do you want a Lobo figure that you just go and buy? So we'll move him on here, but let's do it. Well, finally, before we wrap it up on Kyle, let's do a quick comparison to Kid Flash. So kind of two generations of the Speedster and the Green Lantern together. There they are. You get an idea of the two figures next to each other. There he is. All right, moving on. So, Junkies, this was the one figure in the line that I really just wanted by itself, and that was the Terry McGinnis Batman from Batman Beyond. This is a character I really enjoy, and I kind of feel like in some ways it was kind of like The Mask of Zorro, that Antonio Banderas movie where they were like, you know what, let's throw Batman into the point where he's retired and he has to hire a whole new guy to take over the guise of Batman. Not so much be Robin, but to be Batman. And then what does that character do? How does he adapt to the world? I love how they even have kind of the spoiler of his origin here. Genetically engineered Terry McGinnis. Technically, he's genetically engineered because Bruce Wayne didn't actually sire him as a father, but his DNA was kind of put into the mix, let's say. But still, really good, and it established the character in a different light. He's not a clone. He's just been, kind of a test tube baby. So we do have a lot of great pieces here. Now, immediately already, you see the red in the back? That's actually the wings. So that's actually the Batman wings. So here, they were able to do this instead of just giving us a DC logo. And this is solid plastic. This is heavy duty. So we've got this extra. Now, I would say Batman Beyond comes with the most accessories. So not only do we get Lobo's head, we get two heads, one with goggles. We get his midriff, well, not his midriff. We get his waist so that we can attach all the pieces. We get two heads, two hands. We get 4 batarangs. 4! That's insane. And then we get a set of wings. So let's get him out of here. And let's do an instant pose. So let's do a quick, I'm actually calling it the smudge test now. Let's see if there's any smudges here. And the thing I like about Batman Beyond is he doesn't need the cape. He has just the sleek Batman look to him. Very like Spider-Man-esque. That is no cape, just all darkness. We have the utility belt here, which is fantastic. A little bit of paint smudges here. And nope, that one came off. So we have a paint smudge right there, but no real big red marks anywhere. Gotta love that it's just a shoe. It's not a boot. So very cool. So let's do a pose of Terry. add the wings here. Now the wings do have, as you can see here on the back, it does raise up. So we do have this. And I love that the wings were always more like just to help him for flight in certain areas. I need to get a little bit further away. Awesome figure. Really, really cool. So let's bring him over here a little bit. Yeah. By far my favorite. I thought Superman was gonna be my favorite, but this one's pretty good. So let's take off the back of the wings here and let's change out the head. So this is the first head we've actually had in the Lobo wave. Ooh, look at that. What's up there? And I do like that we have the white eyes. Yep, that went right in. No problem. I like we have a bit of the anger, which is always something I loved about this character. A little bit more angry with the situation. Now, we have one hand. Now, this is the funny part. We have one hand and 4 batarangs. And I say one hand because only one, this is a fist, and only one hand can actually hold the batarang. And actually, I should be holding it this way for him to throw it. But I have 4 batarangs, and I can only put one in one hand. So that's a very odd. Cool that you get all these accessories, but let's do the, let's change out the hands here. Make sure we don't have any. Wow. Well, that didn't break, so got the hand off. The gauntlets are these make it a little bit difficult. So we do have a karate chop hand, or the flight hand, as you might want to call them. Very odd that the Green Lantern was the only one that did not come with an extra set of hands. Do a full let's do a full in-flight Batman pose. Yeah, solid figure. Definitely, if you had to buy just one from this line, this is the one that you want to get. Plus, you get the Lobo pieces of the head, so you could definitely trade those off. But as far as Batman figures go, that is an awesome, awesome Batman figure. Solid figure, junkies. Definitely recommend picking up the Batman. Now, as we look here at the pieces, this is very rubbery, which is good because it'll give. This is Lobo's belt. And then we do have Lobo. This comes with Batman Beyond. So we have Lobo with the goggles, which you think the goggles will be an extra piece. And then we have Lobo with the, to show, like, you know, messy hair not held back. So, yeah, solid choice. Definitely pick up Batman Beyond if you can. And we will now build Lobo. 2 heads, waist. Already got the necklace on. All right. So bear with me here as I just lay this out so I can take a picture of it all. And then we will get to him. And we'll compare him here. So, as you can see, oh, forgive me. As you can see, these are all the pieces to Lobo. Okay. Now, let's start with the legs here. So we do have a little bit of a give and take. This is the wrong side. So we stick him in here, and then we bend the leg in. All right. He already does not seem as big as Superman, just based on the legs. So we put these 2 pieces in here. Nice boots, though. As you can see, nice detail in the boots. Loving the little stars on the skulls. And then we have the backside here. So I'll take the necklace off here. Let's do the arm. So there's just this, and then we set the arm in. It snaps right in, so you can't really. Okay, little stiff, but I mean, technically I am building it. So let's put this one in. Okay, and go junkies, together again. Okay, so yeah, he's not really seeming like a monster figure. Like, he's not big, like Clayface was big. So we put this on here. We'll do the goggles. And then I always wait for the pop. There it is, little pop. So there's Lobo. Not really a massive figure, and I can see why some fans are calling him Baby Lobo. Kind of a smaller figure. So let's do the, there's a nice weight to the chains here. So we really do have, I mean, you should come with a bike. I mean, the bike would almost be better just to build. And you get those extra, pieces and stuff. So the chains are nice. Very cool looking, actually. And then, so we got the hook goes in here, supposedly. But, see, look at the hands. The hands aren't, the fingers, it just doesn't feel detailed enough. Sorry this is out of camera view, but I got to put him down to get I got to use the weight of the table, or the base of the table, just to get the fingers. There we go. Okay, so then we got him in. I mean, as Build-A-Figures go, I've done better. I mean, even the Caliban that we've done in the recent Marvel Legends was pretty basic. And you could tell, like, you've seen the chest before, this piece before. Seems okay. But, I mean, we could change the head out. There he is. But let's compare him. So here's Superman. And Lobo will be on Krypton, if he's not already, on the Sci-Fi Channel series. But, scale-wise, Supes. I mean, Supes isn't really that much different. So let's do Kid Flash. So he's not towering. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you're dealing with here. So Lobo's okay. I mean, it's not a figure or a character that I really care to build. So, I mean, I could get the Batman, and then I would gladly give these away to somebody else who would really, looking for these parts. So it's an okay figure. So, junkies, all in all, I would say that we did have some surprises here. I'd say that the Superman and the Green Lantern were very good. Probably overall favorite would be Batman from Batman Begins. I'm sorry, Batman Beyond. The Lobo was okay. Is he worth picking up the 4 figures? The 4 figures, I think, are actually worth it. I just don't think that your end result of Lobo is actually, ooh, it's so cool. And it's okay. So thank you for tuning in, junkies. If you watched all of these reviews together, really appreciate it. If you watch them individually, they are all linked to each other, that you can watch them, and we do have them all as a playlist. So thank you for tuning in, and please subscribe and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We post all kinds of fun reviews, and we like to keep it light here at AFJ. So thank you for tuning in, and you have a good afternoon.